So find a tall spine and notice if it became like tight. Just a tall, dignified spine, as if you had a ponytail on top of your head and somebody just slightly lifted it. And then start noticing your breath. And no matter where you've been today and what you've done, and whatever it took you to get here, now you're here. And just notice all the energy that was swirling around when you came here, and maybe now to try to arrive on time and greet some people. And now we're supposed to be quiet and do this body scan. So what does that feel like? Just sense into your body and make contact with whatever you are sitting on, as if it's a plug, and plug yourself in. Knowing that it's important, whatever it took you to get here, that's very important. And I want to respect that and acknowledge all of the efforts it took you to get here. And then plug in. And become a little bit heavier where that plug is. What does it mean to become a little bit heavier? And then let your spine become a little bit taller again, because we probably slumped. But just pull that ponytail again just a little bit. It's just a pretend one. And then breathe. And that's literally all we're doing. And on your next in-breath, notice what moves. What other parts of your body move when air goes in? And find that. And follow that. And there's nothing wrong with jumping in your head. If you're having some thoughts, notice that you're human. That's awesome. I'm not here with a bunch of zombies. Zombie apocalypse. So we jump in our heads, and then we take a breath and say, oh, I went into my head. That's interesting. And then come back to the breath. And come back to the body. Over and over and over. And now sense into yourself as a whole. What are you clenching or tensing? And release something. Plug into whatever you're making contact with on the floor or the seat a little bit more. As if it's like the plug, I plugged the chili in and maybe it was only halfway out. Plug in a little bit more, really solid. And take a nice breath. And arrive even a little bit more than you were before. And then pick a foot and notice it. Notice if you went left or right. Like the goalies in the World Cup, gotta choose left or right. So pick one. I picked my left one, and it's getting warmer. Just notice your whole entire foot. As if it has a globe around it. And breathe into that space and only that space right now. As if you could zip all your energy and awareness down to just that foot bubble that you created. And as you're sensing that space, release some more tension somewhere. Where are you holding it, and how do you release it? And then pick a toe on that foot and spend all of your attention. If it was $100 bill, spend it all on that one toe. Can you feel it? If you can't feel it, can you sense it? Which toe did you pick? Does it matter? And you're going to pull your energy out of your foot and bring it up to your knee. Like a little thermometer when it's hot or cold, and you could see the colors change. So pull your energy away from your foot and bring it to your knee on the same leg. Like a laser focus, like an eagle or some kind of animal that has laser focus. Put it all on your knee. What happens when all of your awareness is there? And as you do that, take a breath and release some tension. Maybe it's even in your jaw or the way you're sitting. And then swirl the energy at your knee like a little tornado. And bring it up to your hip. And then all the way around your waist like a belt. Notice your whole waist. And then if you want to move around a little bit at your waist. What do you feel? I have tons of pain in my back, right? So what are the things in the stories that we tell about our waist? Probably every day. They're probably the same. And then pinpoint over to your hip on the other side. Notice your thoughts as we do this body scan. Maybe you're new at this. Maybe you've done it 1,000 times. Notice when you jump into thought and then come back to the body. And bring your awareness to your knee on that same side. Laser focus. Pull all of your energy, not just half of it. Don't stay in your story if you went to a story. And see what happens when all of your awareness is on that one knee. And then swirl it around like a little mini tornado. And breathe with that energy and that swirling sensation, if you can create that. If not, just keep breathing, and that's all okay. And can you stay with your knee? And what's it feel like to get a little bit bored? And then we're going to leave your knee and go to the other foot. And notice if you jumped there or if you traveled there. Or maybe you didn't even leave your knee yet. And notice how you get from your knee to your foot. And just pull your energy all the way to your foot and put that same bubble around it. See if you can sense that. What is that like? Is there a pressure or a pulsing or What would you describe it as if I asked you to write it down? And now plug in a little bit more in your plug, and then sit a little taller. And pick a toe. How do you pay attention? However you pay attention to this toe is probably how you pay attention to everything. It's kind of how we are. And then let go of some tension somewhere. What does it feel like to drop a little bit of holding patterns? Even if you have to kind of crumple and slump. Move your body around just slightly. No one's looking at you. And breathe with that toe for the last time, for tonight. And then pull your awareness to your heart, the center of your heart. See if you can sense it beating without feeling for it. You know it's beating, but can you feel it without pulling your hand to your heart? How do you know your heart is beating? And if I ask you to describe a sensation, that's kind of what I'm asking for. How do you know your heart is beating? And if you say, 'cause I'm alive, that's a thought. How could you describe the sensation? What do you sense inside the skin? And I'm going to end this in about 30 seconds. So drop some more tension. Spend 12 minutes. Plug in one more time. Really, really good. Like, definitely plugged in. And then drop something that you don't need from your week. Just let it fall away. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. But if you do know what that means, is it a thought that you dropped? Did it come from your head? Or did it come from your heart? That would be an emotion. Or did you drop something else? And then start actually wiggling your toes and fingers, and maybe like rolling your shoulders a little bit. I know I get cracks and pops if I move most things. But just start coming alive again, and you're going to be with the group. And try to bring your awareness back to the group space, noticing the corners of the room, the ceiling, the floor, the windows, the door. And that provides a sense of safety to orient to your space. And just look around the room and see if you're willing to make eye contact with somebody who's making eye contact with you, and just acknowledging their presence, that they're here. And not making it weird or awkward to just see another human. Thank you.